Sometimes choosing love doesn't seem to be an option. What do you do then? Unpredictability is also what some might call the spice of life.
Yes, yes, it's what you were just saying, actually, that unpredictability, keeps an aliveness to this, how boring it would be if it was all just the known. But I would say that almost always you can choose love, Alan. Almost always. There's times, of course, when you're just in the thick of it and your mind is in judgment, fear, even hatred. But I would recommend a kind of knowing that says, this is a passing storm. This is not something I want to really hang out in or have as my perspective, because that's just going to hurt you. No matter how righteous or just it might be, it's very painful to hang on to hatred. It destroys the person who's sitting in it, and it also dims your light for the love in your life for all the rest of the people you actually do love. There's a bitterness, and people can sense it when somebody's very angry and full of hate. Even if they might have so-called just cause, it's repelling. There's a shroud of darkness around such a person, and it's painful to see, and it's not attracting. So it's really good to release it for your own sake, for the sake of your relationships, and also because when you model forgiveness or understanding, it's very encouraging to other people. Whenever I have been in a situation where I notice someone is able to forgive something that is just so reprehensible, sometimes you've seen on television, for instance, people usually they have a religious practice of some sort, whether they're Christians or whatever, but sometimes you'll see them speak about forgiveness of someone who had killed one of their children. There's even a story I saw of a man who became not exactly friends with, but he became connected to the man in prison who had killed his daughter. And he even helped him get a job when he got out. And you see something like that. And, part of you can hardly even relate to it in some way. But another part of you says, wow, the human spirit, the realm of possibilities is so vast. And you can well imagine that father must find it easier to sleep at night, despite this horrible loss and this horrible act. Having now known this person, seen this person's own pain, seen his own remorse, which is vast. This man's remorse in this case was huge, as you can well imagine. It must be a little lighter on the heart than sleeping every night, not only with the loss of your daughter, but the hatred that you also might have for the perpetrator. These are the kinds of reflections that that kind of, edge you more toward choosing love over hate or over fear.